welcome to the Red Room. Before we get started, we would like to send our prayers, our love, and thoughts to the people of Uvalde for those who lost their lives in that tragic, horrific event. Just hugs.
I agree with you. It hit home for me because I'm an educator. Over 20 years I've been an educator, and 17 years of that was as an elementary educator. Senseless. Makes no sense. You can't explain why. Something has to be done, it has to be done fast. It's just, no lobbyist money should be worth somebody's life. Period. My thoughts and prayers are with you. What up, people? We back.
Here we go again.
Hey, if you want to know the name of this show, it's called what?
The Red Room.
It's the Red Room, guys. It's the Red Room. So, hey, welcome to our room. Hey, the Red Room, we talking about everything hip-hop, mainly 80s, 90s hip-hop, all right? We stretching from the movies to the culture to the music to the clothing to everything hip-hop. Right, everything, and R&B, don't get me wrong, R&B.
It's coming.
Yeah, all that. Soul, funk, all that, it's all in there. It all intertwines. All right, so what we talking about today, Bo P? What we got? Well, first of all, I'm Ted.
I'm Bo P.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sorry.
And again, this is the Red Room.
The Red Room.
And we're going to keep it funky enough.
Already.
See, that's a throwback right there.
Already.
Didn't catch that.
D-O-C.
Right here.
All right. So what we got for today? What we go?
So we want to know, for anyone who's viewing, when did you first fall in love with hip-hop? What song caught you and said, listen, I'm all in? You know, hip-hop, I mean, it's a branch of artists, they say it originated in New York, but, hip-hop is everywhere. And for me, I know hip-hop, when I first heard Nucleus, they had a song called Jam On It. Now, Jam On It was popping. I also loved Africa Bambaataa, Planet Rock, Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. But when LL came out with Rock the Bells,
yeah,
told my mama I need a tape.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. I had no rhythm, couldn't dance. But I was trying to learn how to dance, but
still can't.
I had no footwork. But hey, those are some of my classics, that really, put my ear to the box and say, you know what, I love hip hop. Ted.
You know what? I go back and I think about Houdini. Mine a little different, man. My mom was, at that time, my mom had found God. She was straight Christian, and
no doubt.
We in there jamming Shirley Caesar and the Winans, and we got all that going.
The question is,
yeah, all that good old stuff, But don't get me wrong, hey, we was jamming. Well, I was jamming. I had to sneak a little bit, so I had older brothers. I had my uncles, and,
right.
People in the neighborhood, and so hip hop was one thing you couldn't shy away from in the hood. My deal is, it was Houdini. Like when I think about hip hop and I think about my first introduction to hip hop, I think about Houdini, man. Friends, Freaks Come Out at Night. Like, yeah.
One love,
already.
One love.
Yeah.
You're lucky just to have just one love. Yeah.
So that was my introduction to hip hop, along with with the Dougie Fresh, with the Curtis Blows, with all those who
Slick Rick.
Yeah, Slick. Yeah. I mean, so
and I ain't gonna forget about the ladies, Roxanne, Shantae.
Oh man.
Can't forget about Roxanne.
Oh,
I mean, she was a pioneer and still is, and so we don't want to leave none of the women out.
Absolutely. Light was holding on too, man.
Hey, paper thin.
Yeah. Light, MC Light was holding on.
No doubt. Yo-Yo.
Oh, absolutely.
So all hail to the queen, though.
Yes.
Queen Latifah.
Jersey.
Ladies first.
Jersey.
Moni Love. Moni in the middle. You know,
Yeah.
hey, ladies first. I mean,
Yeah.
all this great hip hop. It's just so many hip hop artists that, you know, we somewhat forget about because of the newer music. But listen, it stems back from that 70s, 80s, 90s hip hop era, and I'm grateful. Grateful to have it in my collection.
And you know, I'm gonna tell you another thing about hip hop that I love was hip hop. The only instrument that you needed was a turntable and a mic.
Come on.
You didn't have to really have the whole band thing, which I love a live band. Don't get me wrong. At the time, you didn't have to have a live band. I could just, you know, have a album. I put the record on, I loop it, and boom. Then here you go. You just rhyming over it. You rhyming over it. And that was the birth of hip hop. It was we want to call it cheap entertainment. You didn't have to have a whole lot of equipment, but it brought so many people. Look at all the people that hip hop brought together. Look at all the genres of music hip hop brought together. Look how many people's been touched. The people in just worldwide, not just in the United States, not just in New York, but worldwide. Hip hop have brought the world together.
No doubt.
And it was started with a record and a microphone, a turntable and a microphone. That was it. And so it's evolved. Now it's just not this. It's just not music. It's a culture.
Right.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
Yeah.
Come on.
You know, from the way I dress, the way I talk, the way I walk, all of it is hip hop. It was birthed by hip hop. When I was born, I was a late '70s baby, so we got to see hip hop at its core almost, at the foundation of it.
Yeah.
And so we got to see it grow, and we got
Like
to see
a seed.
Yeah, and I love it, man. I love that thing called hip hop.
I have to have hip hop. Now, I guess we can skip up to, I guess maybe the 80s. Like I say, LL was still in that, you know, rocking the bells, I'm bad. You had Salt and Pepper.
Yeah. What up, Spin?
Yeah, what up, Spin? Spin. Yeah, so it's just so many artists. Now, one cat, listen, he was killing it. Big Daddy Kane. He had a song called I Get the Job Done, I Work. Listen, and he had his dancers, and when I first saw the video, it's just like, you know, we had cable, we would order the, you know, music videos on the box, and when that bill come out, we in trouble, you know. But listen, we love music so much, and mainly it was just hip hop. And hip hop, you know, I can't forget about Public Enemy at all. I mean, these cats, you know, they set a whole different tone to hip hop because they were bringing in the culture and they wanted us to, you know, identify with our own selves on a black perspective. And I'm just glad that, you know, we didn't shy away from it. We embraced it, and I'm glad now that more people are embracing it, but we can't forget about the old school hip hop because we wouldn't have the new music that we have today. So again, I'm grateful.
I agree. Look at his hat. Look at his hat. He talking about Public Enemy. Look at the hat.
Huh?
Already. And also, man, Run DMC.
Huh?
Run DMC brought that.
A Peter Piper, Pick Pepper.
Yes, sir. My Adidas. Listen to me. When I say Run DMC, I think Run DMC helped hip hop cross over.
Right on.
Yeah, they helped
Walk This Way.
Yeah, when Walk This Way and they put rock and hip hop together, that merged, that's when it was sort of like, okay, this is not a fad no more.
Yeah.
Okay, this is here to stay. Okay,
No
this
doubt.
is really, and I love the merger because it opened up doors. It put hip hop in not only in
every genre,
and it put hip hop on stations that it wouldn't normally would be on.
Right.
And when I say stations, I'm talking about radio stations as well as TV stations. And so hip hop hit mainstream through Run DMC. And like you said, I think, you know, the first like mega superstar was probably LL Cool J.
Yeah.
That LL Cool J was that mega superstar, that guy that kind of, he was polished. He was, you know, he had the look. He had the walk. He had everything was just kind of working for LL.
And the ladies loved Cool J.
Yeah, exactly. Every dude wanted to be him, and every girl wanted to be with him.
Right on.
So that was LL. Yeah. And then as hip hop, as it evolved, it went from that East Coast, and it worked itself to the other coast, to the West.
Yeah.
And
But shout out to the Fat Boys. Every artist,
man.
Curtis Blow, every artist that was in Crush Groove.
all of them.
Hey, whoever didn't go see Crush Groove, we apologize. But you can borrow the DVD. I still have the DVD if you still have a DVD player.
Try it on Netflix.
But yeah, we watched that movie right there on Lancaster,
Already.
right there in our hood. And listen, won't trade it for nothing. But great artists in that movie. So hip hop. Now let's talk about some early '90s. We gotta give Hammer his props.
You
Right.
know what? Let's.
You want to back up?
Back it up just a tad
a
bit.
tad?
That late '80s.
Okay.
That late '80s where go-go had his little sound.
Yeah.
go-go kind of the hip hop and go-go met
Right
each
on.
other.
Ace Juice. I remember that guy named Ace Juice. He had a song called Go Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So and when you said Hammer, they even used the version of go-go as well.
Right on.
But Kid and Play kind of really put that go-go and hip hop put it together, man.
Tell you somebody else. EU Band.
Oh yeah, EU.
EU.
Doing already. EU. That was on what soundtrack was that on?
Was that School Days?
School Days. That was School
School
Days.
Days.
Yeah, EU. And so that was that merger. So now that's that DC area and the hip hop, but it's still on the East Coast.
Right.
And
right.
you see the growth. You kind of see it going, and you see everybody kind of getting on the ship. Everybody kind of like, okay, I love this sound. I love it. It's rhyming, it's party, and it's festive, it's family, it's fun.
And it's bringing people together.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like a backyard party.
Already. Old school.
Huh?
Old
Or a
school.
house party inside.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, you had Hammer, on the West. Hammer, that Oakland area, it was on fire, Too Short. Yeah, that whole
E40.
Yeah. So you had that.
Quick.
You had that sound.
Now Pac was coming.
Yeah.
He was
hadn't
on the
made
east.
it yet.
He was coming.
Yeah, he's still in Baltimore at that time.
Yeah,
now.
he coming.
But the way that the hip hop was used, it was used to for empowerment. It was used for having young folks to have a voice,
Right.
and able to speak to the masses with their voice.
And talk about what they saw in their community,
Yeah.
just like NWA.
Yeah.
They use their voices to basically be TV reporters.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it in that aspect, because they were talking about things they saw in their community. And here's the thing, no one was doing anything about it. So, okay, well, let me make it known what's going on in my area, my community, my hood. And maybe now y'all are listening to me since I'm saying some things that y'all dislike. Now the attention is fully on me and my community. So the voice is powerful, man.
And
It's a
I
powerful
agree.
thing.
And I remember East Coast and the West Coast had two empowerment songs. The East Coast had Self-Destruction.
Come on, man.
And they collided. They had a collaboration with it was Dougie Fresh. It was Boogie Down Production. It was who else was on there? MC Light.
MC Light.
It was quite a few artists that
Miss
was
Melody.
on there. Yeah.
Kumo D.
Yeah, Mo D was on there as well.
was on
Yeah,
there.
it was quite a few artists that came. It's like, look, we self-destruction. We got to get to the point where we get ourselves back to the root, to family, to loving each other and stopping the violence, and that's what it was about. And that's at that time they took away the gold chain. Everybody was kind of wearing the gold chain. They said we're gonna take the chain off. We're gonna put the African medallion. And, the Malcolm X, the X hacks,
Right
and
on.
all that. That was a movement at that time.
No doubt.
And it was all started through hip hop.
Right
It was
on.
it was able to hit different. I'm talking about from America, from the East Coast to the West Coast, all the Midwest, the South. Everybody was kind of, and then on the West Coast it was we all in the same game.
Come on.
So they used all the West Coast All-Stars.
All the West Coast All-Stars.
And they came together and
King
said,
T.
Yeah.
Hammer was in that.
yeah,
Easy.
Easy, yeah.
Dre,
Ren.
yeah, all
Yeah.
of NWA. You know, hey, they was getting it, man.
So that was a crucial moment for hip hop, and I kind of seen that was kind of that last era of saying like I don't know if it's the record industry. That's a whole nother that's a whole nother podcast. We'll talk about that a whole
Right
nother
on.
time. But it was that unity, like saying, okay, we see the problem. Now we at a status. We somewhere now for celebrity status and have a little money, have a little clout. All right, let's use our voice for the positive side. Let's bring this thing back together. You know, things are getting out of hand.
Right.
So it came through hip hop. It came through hip
hip-hop.
hop. And I love that part. I really love about hip hop. I know hip hop get a bad rap, especially now it get a bad rap. It even had a bad rap even at that time because you had a few. Now it was some frustrated young people that wasn't being heard, so they put it over a track, and now you can hear me. But the way that I'm saying it, you didn't like the delivery.
Yeah, they wouldn't. The acceptance was off.
Yeah.
They didn't want to accept it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you had no choice but to hear it because guess what? You had every young adult purchasing the music, and when you have record sales at that time, I mean, people buying tapes and CDs. Listen, hey, we got to stop this. They buying this music. It's polluting our kids. No, it's not. It's just making you aware of what's going on in our area because all of the people who serve in office, quote unquote, are doing nothing to protect our people, to help our people, and empower our people. So guess what? We'll do it ourselves by releasing hip-hop music.
Already, you know, we had that crazy, the crack epidemic, and it was exposed in hip hop. It was like, hey, this was going on. You know, I'm talking about from, you know, the mothers we lost, the fathers we lost, the house that was broken. You know, it became an epidemic that went from coast to coast in America, and hip hop put shine the light on that. You know, even though some people said it was glorified, it wasn't glorified. This is what I see. This is what's going on. Now, if you happen to dance to what I'm talking about, you just dancing, but I'm getting the message out.
Right on.
So go listen to those tracks. Go listen to that music back then. And if you now you mature, we mature now. Now we don't hear it for the beat. Now we listen to the lyrics and exactly what they're really saying. It's a message. All of it had a message in it.
Go listen to Dope Man by NWA.
Yeah.
That's one song there that tell you all about it.
Yeah.
And the liquor as well. I mean, of course we had the crack, but yeah, they were putting liquor stores on our corners, you know, because why? Like they said in Boys in the Hood, Furious was saying they want us to kill ourselves.
Man.
But you know, shout out to Spice One for that 187 proof because that was genius how he took alcohol and made a song about different alcohols meeting up with one another. So that was pretty ingenious to me.
I'm gonna bag you up. I agree with the Spice One. And Spice One, hey, my man from Texas. We from Texas, y'all.
Right on.
Spice One, from Texas. Where he from? He from Corsicana. Yeah, he from Corsicana.
One of them.
Already. By way of Oakland, he moved out to the Bay.
Right on.
But like you said about Furious in the movie Boys in the Hood, that was the first time I ever heard of gentrification. Like when it was things that he was speaking on that I had never heard. Like I'm being educated and enlightened on certain things. A lot of us missed the message in Boys in the Hood and Minister Society. All those movies that we were watching, we missed the message. What was being said, what was being taught, and he talked about those things. He sat out there and he made it. When you look at it, he made the dad valuable in the movie. He made the man presence valuable and showing how much a man role in not only little boy's life, but in any kid's life.
Right, in the community as a whole.
Right, in the community, yeah, exactly.
He was basically a role model,
right,
in a sense.
To the guys that didn't have dads in the movie. So when you see it and you really analyze it and understand it, it's really saying something. Get the message. Don't oversee the message and you see the violence and you see the drugs, you see all those other things that come along with it. Yeah, it's cool. It was identifiable. That's what it was. It was like, oh, I can identify with that. And that's why it was a real big catch in the hood growing up. We was able to like, okay, it's just not going on here. This goes on there, here, there. So, but like I said, those movies, and that's all based on hip hop. That movie was based on hip hop, and so that was my deal, was education, how it educated us, how I saw things, and then not only at that age when I was young, but as I grew up and I matured and I'm looking at the movie and I say, man, you know, I missed that message. Or I didn't really realize that, you know, they was saying this or this was going on.
When Furious took his son fishing,
yeah,
he was asking them questions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
About women and so forth. But it was education, like you said, protecting yourself. I know we ain't getting too deep with that, but it was just a lot of messages in that movie. A lot of our black movies, you know, we have lessons that we just kind of overlook. You know, hey, New Jack City was hip hop as well. I mean, we had a little R&B in that, but it was just going to show you how, like you say, the crack pandemic, how it had an impact on our community, but yet, you know, there were some people on the outskirts or basically living there who didn't want to see that happen to their own people, you know, dying and being killed, you know, by something that they had no control over. But back to this hip hop, I mean, hey, all around the world, it's the same song, baby. Hey, Digital Underground, man. Rest in peace, Shock G. Hey, man, but
it's put the satin on you. Yeah.
And I ain't gonna listen. We cannot forget about hip hop down here in Texas. Now, that's one thing I'm not gonna do. We got Ghetto Boys,
Yeah.
Face,
Yeah.
UGK.
Yeah.
We had, 8 Ball and MJG. I know they were from Memphis, but they were down in Suave House in Houston.
In Houston, yeah.
We got Slim Thug. We had Pow Wow, Chameleonaire. We had Flip.
Yeah.
I mean, we had
Screw.
Screw. We had Big Mo. I mean, we had some hits down here in Texas. Still do. We're still coming with it. So hip hop is everywhere. You know, I know everybody has their favorite hip hop artists or hip hop songs or songs. For me, my favorite hip hop artist of all times is, of course, Pac. You know, I ride with Pac. You know, he had messages for me, and I just love the way he flowed, how he wrote. Some of his things were meaningful, but hey, I felt like I was in them same categories. Hey man, when I'm listening to Thug Passion or Run the Streets, I'm fitting right in. Give me some Alizé, Red Passion that is. Yeah.
I feel you on that. Pac was one of my greatest influence when it comes to hip hop. He was there. He was relatable, man.
Yeah.
He was relatable. He was easy on the ear. But I'm gonna tell you like who I'm gonna try to get a picture of this.
Come on with it. Come on with it.
My man, Master P, man. My man, Master P. And to this day, I still my man. That's my guy. Like Master P is my guy.
Businessman.
Yeah, on the business side, Master P was the guy that I saw before I saw him as Percy when he was out actually selling tapes and putting tapes out. It was two people that I saw out hustling back in the day. Like I literally saw them in person doing a hustle. It was Master P and Lil Kiki.
Okay.
Those two right there. Lil Kiki, I got one of his demos, but Master P, like I saw the grit, I saw the grind. I just saw him out and about. At that time, he was, you know, this was before Ice Cream Man. This was way before those
99 Ways.
Yeah, there you go. And Master P, then, you know, to go from where he came from to where he is, and just his press about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Man, and that may have been the thing that attracted me to him even as a youngster. And like I said, my prom picture, I thought I was the last Don. I thought I was the last Don. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get that picture up for you guys on here. But yeah, those guys, man, I'm telling you, like Master P really, my man was, I'm talking about it, he was serving them out and as an independent artist, Not he wasn't. You know, he had a distributor, but he had made a deal that no one that you'll probably never see in hip hop.
Yeah,
ever again.
He did with Priority.
Yeah, you'll never see that again. So my man, he knew his worth. He put his work out there. He kept, like he said, man, he was like, I wasn't good at it. Go look, what was the No Limit Chronicles, the one that came on?
Yeah, and he wasn't selling it for no $1 million check,
Right.
because he knew I can make more.
Yeah.
I got some up in here.
He knew
I
his
know
worth.
I'm gonna make more than this 1 million. I'll make that in 1 week.
Like he said, if you go offer me 1 million, how much am I really worth?
Yep.
So that was a nugget for me. I said, man, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the No Limit Chronicles. I'm taking notes. I'm like, man, this cat here is just dropping jewels, and so Master P was my guy in the South. That was my guy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was my guy. I remember playing, high school, college football. Like it was Master P and Pop was in my headphones big time.
Hey, because P was releasing a CD every week.
Yeah.
Hey, if you wasn't keeping up, now I still have all of mine, but listen, shout out to Blockbuster Music back then, because they would allow you to listen to the music before you bought it, and if it was garbage, you didn't have to purchase it. So shout out to Blockbuster Music back then. Hey, let me give a shout out to, I know I was saying Texas artists, but man, there is no way I cannot mention Home Base, Home Plate. Shout out to Twisted Black, Genocide, hey, Six Dupes, One Good Side, Evil Seed, DOC. I mean, hey, these cats, hey, right there in our own neighborhood. So shout out to Funky Town, Fort Worth, Texas. Artists, Fort Worth and Dallas. These cats.
Nemesis.
Listen, hey, last night. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Run C. Trendsetter.
Already. That's the Dallas Run C.
Yeah.
It was a Dallas Run C, and then it was H-Town Run C.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah. Can't forget about our own.
Hey, like you said, we from Fort Worth. We from Fort Worth, Texas. We love to represent. We love to represent not only Fort Worth, Texas, but just the whole state overall, and just hip hop. Hip hop. What have done for us? What have done for our friends, our culture, where it is now, where it used to be, and you know what? And it's going, and it's going. It's probably took over. No, you know what? It has to.
It's everywhere. It's in sports, NFL.
Yeah.
NBA,
Yeah.
I mean, they playing it now.
Yeah.
So, hey, it's a great thing. Shout out to Lil' Kim, though, man. Hey, I can't forget about Lil' Kim, man.
Lil' Kim.
Man, hey. See, all these artists will pop up in your head, when you talk about hip-hop. One of my favorites, DJ Quick, Snoop Dogg, we can't forget about him. The Dog Pound. It's just so many on every aspect. Shout out to Outkast, man. Oh man, when Outkast came out. Oh yeah, we shouted them out. Hey, we can't forget about UGK. They were already put out there as one of the great duos. It's just so many.
Oh, you know what? I got a story about UGK.
Come on with it.
Well, I saw him in concert.
Come on.
I was in middle school. I was a youngster, man, and they was at a water park, and man, matter of fact, it was UGK, Yo-Yo, and Ice Cube at this concert, and man, I'm talking about that's when Tell Me Something Good had just came out. They was doing their thing, but when I was in college, this particular story I want to tell. I was in college. There was a cat from New York that was playing on the basketball team.
Okay.
And he had never heard of UGK.
Come on now.
He had
Underground
never.
campus.
Yeah, and I went to Texas Southern University in Houston, so he was like, man, who would he? Everybody talking about UGK.
Yeah.
And then probably about 6 or 7 months later, Big Pimpin' came out, and he said, well, they must be somebody if they on there with Jay-Z, and know. And that was a pivotal moment for not only for UGK, but for the South, South rappers, like, and the whole story. Well, some of you don't know the story, but the story about Pimp C didn't want to do it, and he was kind of like, I ain't with that pop. I'm underground. Like he wanted to stay with the underground, like that underground feel, that underdog type of artist. But it was the biggest thing for UGK. It was the biggest thing for Texas. It was the biggest thing for the South.
Right.
to be, our voice to be heard on that platform. And that's a big shout out to Jay-Z. We appreciate that.
No doubt.
And my man Raheem up there in New York, you know who UGK is now, man.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was a story in the late '90s about the people. They didn't really we knew who UGK was in the South, but the
We
people,
played it.
Yeah,
We bought the CD.
Other folks didn't know who my man Pimp C and my man Bun B. They didn't know who they were, but Texas rapper. Hey, we coming. Yeah. We coming.
Some more shouts out to Mystical. Can't forget about Mystical. The Hot Boys when they first hit.
Already.
T.I. when he first hit. Ludacris.
Yeah.
But I got to think of some more ladies,
Tila,
man. And Tila. Yeah.
Yeah. It was quite a few. You know what? It was one lady you had mentioned, Lil' Kim.
Lil' Kim, man.
It was one that was a little bit before Lil' Kim, out of Houston. You can't recall?
Out of Houston?
MC Choice.
Oh, Choice.
Oh, man.
Well,
Choice.
if we're going to go there, I might as well give a shout out to Boss. Remember Boss?
Yeah. Boss, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We might well keep going. Gangsta Nip. We can go deep.
Already. Man.
Yeah.
We running out of time, guys.
Yeah.
We running out of time. But look, make sure you come back to the show. We just gonna keep this thing fun. It's not only hip hop.
Yeah.
Hip hop is we talk about it and it's sort of the foundation of the show. But R&B and hip hop merged, and we just even go back before the R&B hip hop merged, like R&B, that old school, my mama music, your mama music, my grandma music,
right
and
on.
how it all kind of correlates and how it all intertwined. So I enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the show.
And please leave some comments of your favorite hip hop artists, favorite songs, or some moments that in time that you can say, hey, when I get in my car, this is what I'm listening to. Yeah, please comment. Let us know how we did. Let us know how we looking.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
Already. Yeah. Already.
Straight out of the Red Room.
Out the Red Room.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see you next show. We gonna hit them next week. You wanna hit them next week?
Man, let's hit them next week.
We're gonna hit you next week. All right? We're gonna hit you next week.
Oh, but wait a minute. We can't hit them next week because you got the comedy show.
We got the comedy show?
Got the comedy show.
Got the comedy. Oh, man, yeah.
On the 31st.
Yeah, we got
May
the comedy
31st.
show. Come on out in Arlington, Texas, Studio Movie Grill. Come check out the comedy show. Laugh your tail off. You'll see the flyer. You be able to hit us up. We got the Juneteenth event coming. So we got some shows. And hey, we bringing R&B and hip hop is there. So just look forward to not only this show, but look forward to our physical show. And if you see us out and about, come give us a high five.
No doubt. And shout out to the homie Mike. Shout out to the homie Mike. Hey, major minority merchandise.
Yes.
We need that.
Yes.
Hey, get you some of this wear.
Yeah.
Look him up. Hit him up.
Already. Hey, we'll see you guys next week. We'll do a show next week. We just won't do it on the same day, but we got you.
We got you.
All right. So y'all stay safe. Jam your hip hop, your R&B.
Yeah.
And hey, we'll see you next week.
We out.